Happening this Sunday here in West Michigan, the Grand Rapids, West Michigan Out of the Darkness Walk. This is the largest fundraiser of the year for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. I'm joined here in studio by Walk Chair Aaron Brefka and Sponsorship Chair Mackenzie Brefka. Guys, thanks so much for being here to talk about this. This is such an important event to talk about. You know, it's a topic that some people are a little uncomfortable to chat about, but it's so important that we do talk about it and, you know, normalize having discussions, because that's so vital in making sure that we can, you know, prevent this as much as possible. So this event this weekend, if anyone has not heard of it, this is a big event for you guys in the foundation. What can folks look forward to on Sunday?
Yeah, so Sunday will be our 16th annual Out of the Darkness Walk. And it is held pretty much every year since we've been a part of it out at Millenium Park at the Grant Pavilion, which is just this beautiful, nice woodsy area, which is a great place to just have a nice cleansing mental health day out in the woods. And that's kind of the whole point of it, is to bring the community together for those who may have had personal mental health struggles, or those who may have lost someone to suicide, to find a community there and to find support and just to be around others that can help lift them up.
Yeah, absolutely. And this event is, as you were saying, so much about bringing people together and fostering that network of support, but it's also a fundraiser, and the largest fundraiser for the American Foundation. Tell me a little bit about, you know, where that money is going and what it's used for, because I think that's so important for people to understand.
Absolutely. It's very important. And one of the things that we're actually really proud of is that we are one of the top rated charities in the country. 83 cents of every dollar goes directly to suicide prevention. In a number of ways. We have four main pillars. Research. We're the largest funder of suicide prevention research in the country, outside of the government. We then use that research and we create and share for free educational programming and trainings and things like that, so that we can go out into the community and say, here are some warning signs. Here are some things that you can do if somebody you know is struggling. And we have all of those resources and we provide them for free.
Yeah.
We have volunteers here in Michigan and across the country who work to talk with local legislators and national legislators to encourage suicide prevention public policies. And then we also, the fourth pillar is support. So providing resources for people who have suffered a loss or who are struggling themselves. There's international survivors of suicide loss events every year all across the country and everything like that. So we really kind of run the gamut of each part of this, because it's such a wide issue. We try and touch on each thing and give it everything that we can.
And you guys have worked on so many different projects and campaigns and ways of offering resources, as you were just mentioning. I know the establishment of 988 as the national hotline. That's something that most people are probably familiar with, but no matter where you are in the United States, you can call or text 988 at any time of the day to talk with someone, you know, regardless of what you're going through. And you guys played a role in that. The organization played a role in that. Can you tell me a little bit about that huge success?
Yeah, AFSP once upon a time worked with legislators in Washington to push, because there have always been iterations of a suicide hotline, and it used to be like a 1-800 number, but it didn't work in every state, and it was very much dependent on location. So AFSP worked with legislators in DC years ago now to create a number, like a simple 3-digit number, similar obviously to like emergencies for like 911. But they saw the need to have a hotline that people didn't like, because 911 is so specific to different types of emergencies that are not necessarily always related to just like a mental health emergency, and they may not have the right appropriate response to something like that.
Right, or it can be tricky to, you know, get to where you need to be, kind of thing. Yeah,
exactly. So 988 became that space, and continues to be that space that people can call to just have a conversation with a professional, licensed person who can help you get out of that fog, or even support someone who may have someone else in their life struggling and don't know what to do or how to start that conversation. It's a great resource for anyone who feels that they need the help.
Yeah, which it's so accessible to everyone, which obviously is the point and is so great. Another program that you guys are even instrumental in as well, the Talk Save Lives campaign. Tell me a little bit about that. What does that do to help folks out?
Yeah, that's our flagship educational program. That's what we've created based on all of the research that we've done, that we've funded, all of that. And what we've found is that talk literally saves lives. Having a conversation with somebody who's struggling can prevent them from dying. And it's such an uncomfortable situation in a lot of cases, but having that ability to say, are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm here and I want to listen to you. And I've done this, it's a 1-hour training, it's virtual, we offer it every month, and then we're trained to present it. So we can take it to businesses, we can take it to organizations and events, and we can teach people some of the warning signs, some of the strategies for helping someone navigate a crisis until they can get to a licensed therapist or something like that, because 10 minutes could be the difference. And being able to have that knowledge and just be able to, you know what, I know how to sit here and listen, so I'm going to listen. And validate and try and understand and walk through this with you. You're not by yourself.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, having that support, knowing there's other people there to listen and support you. We've talked about it a couple of times so far, but the stigma that exists of not wanting to talk about this topic or being uncomfortable or feeling, which I know is a feeling so many people have, of they can't talk to anyone about it because, they don't want to, expose that side of what they're dealing with. Obviously, you guys are here and we're talking about it right now, which I know is so important. But for anyone out there who is listening and hearing about all of these resources that we have, what do you just want them to know about, how it's so important to just be talking about it like we are right now?
For sure. And whether people are willing to admit it or not, there's always kind of been a weird stigma around the topic of suicide. I remember growing up when I was younger, like if a family member or a friend may have died by suicide, it was just no one talked about it. It was just forgotten. It was left alone. And we've seen over time that doesn't go away.
Right.
That struggle doesn't go away. And so it's an opportunity to finally see that this is a problem that we can talk about and we can communicate about. And a huge part of what AFSP and the Out of the Darkness walks are about is kind of embracing almost those awkward conversations and being willing to say, it's not comfortable, but it's necessary.
Right.
And if you can just push past and be like, how are you doing? Like, are you okay? Like, it's never a bad idea. If you feel like something is wrong, if you feel like something is off, there's never a bad time to start that conversation.
Absolutely. And I know that's so much about what's happening on Sunday. If people are hearing about this walk and maybe they've never participated and they'd like to make some connections and learn more about the foundation, what's your push to them to show up on Sunday and take part in what you guys have planned?
We've got so much going on. We will have a whole area dedicated to information that all of it's free. All of our educational resources are free. And we want you to take everything that we've got. Oh, here's something about seniors or veterans or how to talk to your child or something like that. Like, we have all sorts of resources for that. And nobody's gonna be like, well, which one are you? No.
Yeah.
And we're all there. We have a whole ceremony where we honor everybody's different connections. So this color bead means I've lost a spouse. This color bead necklace means I've lost a child. This one means I've lost a friend. This one means I struggle myself. And so everywhere around, you'll look and see all of these colors. And you'll say, oh, these people, this community has had a similar experience to me. And that is part of the healing process. We also are gonna have a whole area of local resources. So local organizations and therapists' offices and clinics and things like that are there to share what they can to help support in all of the ways that they can. We'll have therapists on site. We're gonna have some therapy dogs, because who doesn't love dogs?
That.
And all sorts of things like that. And all of it is a fundraiser to, just prevent death, to prevent this loss that so many of us are touched by, even if we don't really realize it.
Yeah.
So looking around, you'll see more than 1,000 people out there on Sunday. We have more than 800 people officially registered right now, and people aren't going to register their kids. So
they're just going to show up.
They're just going to be there. So you're going to look around and see 1,000 people and go, all of these people have been touched, and this is just West Michigan.
Yep. This is just our corner of the world, but it's something that impacts everybody. I do just want to pop up the information for Sunday. If you would like to check it out, it's going to be again at the Grand Pavilion at Millenium Park in Grand Rapids. Check-in is at 11 in the morning, and then the walk starts at 1. Anything else that you guys just want to share with our viewers? Anything else for people to know about the event or the resources that you guys are offering all the time?
Just that it's not too late to register. You can go to afsp.org/Grand Rapids to register. You can form a team of people if you have a group that's interested in coming. And yeah, like we'll be selling merchandise that will also be raising money. These shirts we're wearing.
I love both shirts. I love
will
this
be on
one.
sale. And yeah, it's a day of healing, but it's also just a day to be outside with people. You know, like we'll have food trucks, we'll have a walk route, we'll have a raffle, all sorts of fun things to get involved with. So.
But participation is free.
Yes.
You're not required to do anything.
Yeah.
Participation is free. So.
Absolutely. Thank you both so much for coming in and talking about this. It's so important, and I appreciate the work that you're both doing in our community with the rest of your team, and I hope so many people show up on Sunday. So thank you so much for coming in to be on Evening Plus. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
We are going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.